Hi friends, today I am going to review the book All You're Worth, The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan by Elizabeth Warren and Amelia Warren Tyagi. Money matters. You might say money isn't what it used to be. A diligent work ethic and a good education are no longer enough to guarantee your financial security. It seems that the rules of the game have changed. The problem with most of the books written about money management is that they're written for people who already have money. They tell people who can't afford a mutual fund in the first place that they ought to change the type of mutual fund they've bought, or they imply that all your problems will be solved if you just pinch enough pennies, an exercise that could actually distract you from the larger task at hand. This book is for anyone who wants control of his or her money once and for all. The real secret to improving your finances is balance. Just as a doctor recommends a balanced diet to preserve your long-term health, you need a balanced, sustainable approach to managing your finances. When your finances are in balance, you'll have enough to pay your bills, save, and even have fun. With your money back in balance, you will no longer have to focus all your time and energy on managing expenses and repaying debt. If you can't get your money into perfect balance, get as close as you can. Following the 6 steps to a lifetime of riches will transform how you view your finances. Step 1. Count all your worth. To balance your money, divide your expenses into 3 categories. Must-haves. These are the items you really need to live a normal life, the regular bills you have to pay. Your savings. This is the nest egg you sock away. Your wants. These are the little luxuries you indulge in just for fun. Get rid of the negative thinking traps and the excuses for staying put so that you are really truly ready to make the most of this opportunity. Every cent you spend during the course of a day falls into one of these 3 categories. When you accumulate a lot of must-haves, you have a dilemma. Traditional financial advice no longer applies to you. The traditional advice is, if you're that short of cash, then you spend too much on silly luxuries you don't really need. In today's economy, that old-fashioned advice just doesn't work. Consider. 1. A generation or 2 ago, if you had a regular job and didn't overspend, it was nearly impossible for just your regular bills to absorb all that much of your income. 2. The bank wouldn't give you a mortgage that you couldn't afford to pay. 2. At that time, banking was heavily regulated. Bankers could only charge so much interest. 3. Zero-down mortgages did not exist. 4. There was no such thing as leasing an automobile. 5. College tuition at a state university was typically less than $1 a day, so students didn't graduate with $100,000 loan debt. 6. Employees had job security. People worked for one company their entire lives, as long as they worked hard. Significant change is always tough. Shoot. If it were easy, you would have done it already. But here's the kicker. Your hard work will pay off. Today, banks will happily sell you a loan for a house or a car you can't afford. It's not uncommon for couples to clip coupons and save every penny, and still not have enough to make ends meet. If you're in that condition, you're not alone. In the new economy, it is easier to overspend on big-ticket items, but it is also easier to overspend on your wants. That can be equally problematic. The advent of easy credit means that you no longer have to wait until you have cash to make an impulse buy. If you carefully manage your must-haves and your wants, you probably still won't have money to save. And if you can only save gradually, what's the value in working so hard just to stay even? You can do better than that. Debt consolidation promises to roll your debts into one easy monthly payment. In reality, the company is just offering to lend you money to pay your debts. This violates rule number 1. You can never borrow your way out of debt. The balanced money formula calls for you to spend 30% of your total net income on wants, 20% on savings, and 50% on necessities like a car, a home, food, and fuel. Thus, if your mortgage and car payments total more than half of your income, you're probably in over your head. Step 2. Escape from the thinking traps. Beware of stinkin' thinking that simply makes it more difficult to attain financial balance. The excuses usually start with the word but, as in, but I have 3 kids, or but my spouse doesn't work, or but I live in a city where the cost of living is through the roof. Gradually, these buts become negative thinking traps. You tell yourself, I'll never stick to a budget, or there's no way I could stand driving a cheaper car. Even if you cannot attain the perfect 50-30-20 balance, strive to come as close as you can. Straightening out your finances may require breaking old habits, looking at things differently, and doing a little work. But it's not rocket science. Don't blame others or even your circumstances for your financial problems, no matter how valid those excuses may seem. Don't let yourself off the hook that easily. There are no shortcuts to paying what you owe. In all likelihood, your consolidated debt has no better interest rate than you would have gotten with a little shopping on your own. Escaping from thinking traps is easy. First, see the trap for what it is and expose it. Second, revisit your goals and remember how important they are to your life. Finally, fight. Talk back to your negative trap and refuse to give in to its defeatist mentality. Take a moment to write down the negative thinking habits that tend to mislead you. Write down what you are going to tell yourself in response to that negative mindset. Deciding in advance how you'll wage your battle makes it much more likely that you'll achieve victory. Finally, write a contract with yourself that represents how you intend to change your circumstances and build a better future. Be specific. Initial your agreement item by item. Keep the contract handy to read whenever your resolve wavers. After all, you wrote it and you signed it. All you have to do now is live up to it. Step 3. Count the dollars, not the pennies. When seeking balance in your financial life, don't compare yourself to your neighbors. Chances are they're not living within their means either, or saving any more money than you are. Begin by determining what your 50% target is. To do so, divide your take-home or after-tax income by half. Next, calculate your must-have expenses. Finally, compare your 50% target amount with your monthly must-have expenses, and the result will tell you if you need to cut expenses from your must-have list and how much in order to reach your targeted 50%. The next question, obviously, is what do you actually cut? Here are some suggestions. 1. Insurance. Reduce your insurance costs to generate monthly premium savings. 2. You can often reduce your premium by increasing your deductible. The rates change, so shop periodically for a better deal. 4. For instance, you may get a better price if you buy all of your insurance from one company. 5. Your credit rating affects your insurance costs as well. 6. And insurance policies aren't cellular telephone contracts. You can switch when you want without a penalty. 7. Review your policies, drop any insurance that you don't need. 8. Credit unemployment insurance, credit card loss protection, and identity theft protection insurance are all poor investments. 9. Student loans. Obtain a discounted rate on student loans. 9. Avoid banks that offer to help you consolidate. 9. Instead, call the lender directly. 9. You may qualify for a discount, especially if you've made your payments on time over an extended period. 10. Mortgage rates. Shop your mortgage rate around and see if there's a better deal. And watch for hidden fees, points, or other fine print. Avoid balloon payments. 11. Rent. If you lease your home, comparison shop and tactfully try to get your landlord to reduce your rent, perhaps in exchange for part-time services. 12. Automatic payments. Don't put anything except your home, your college tuition, and your car on a long-term contract or monthly payment plan. 13. You'll regret it. 13. Try to get out from under any long-term contracts you've signed. 14. Housing. Consider getting a roommate or a tenant. 15. Automobile. Trade your new car in for a used one to reduce your monthly payment. And drive your old car until the wheels fall off. 16. Daycare. Seek less expensive childcare arrangements. Abraham Lincoln went broke. So did Harry Truman. But they pulled up their socks and did pretty well for themselves. Financial trouble is hard, but there is still a lot of living to do. Of course, big changes in your life, such as a new baby, a loved one's serious illness, or a natural disaster, call for an exception to the 50% must-have rule. Before any major life changes that can be anticipated, a new job, marriage, relocation, or a major purchase, re-examine your overall financial balance, including your must-have percentage. Step 4. If you can't afford fun, you can't afford your life. Spending is fun, as long as you can afford what you are buying. You do not have to stop spending for things you want. However, determine your limit for wants-oriented spending in advance. Pay for these kinds of expenses in cold, hard cash rather than charging them. Credit cards make it difficult to keep track of exactly how much you're spending, and the card companies have invented fees for almost anything that goes wrong. Credit card companies in the United States take in more than $100 billion a year in fees, interest, and other charges. Avoid using credit cards as much as possible. Step 5. To build your future, pay off your past. Debts have a tremendous impact on your future. Suppose you and your spouse are expecting a baby. You buy a $4,000 furniture set for the nursery and put it on your credit card. Then you make the minimum payment every month. You're never late. You never skip a payment. By the time you finish making payments on the $4,000 furniture set, your daughter will be a grown woman, 26 years old. The furniture set will have cost you more than $10,000. In this sense, any credit card balance is a steal from tomorrow debt. Use credit cards only for emergencies. Once you pay down your debt, cancel your cards. If you want to keep one card for emergencies, put a label on it marked, "Use only in case of emergencies." You'll have to peel the label off before you can use it. Step 6. Build your dreams a little at a time. Once you've begun to build your future by paying off the past, it's time to dream. Think of how you can save enough to buy something you've always wanted. Or better yet, invest your newfound wealth so it can go to work for you. You are already doing better than almost half of all Americans who haven't saved a single dollar for retirement. Map out your dreams and create a plan that will bring those dreams to life. Financial CPR. If you find yourself in drastic financial shape, you may need some financial CPR. Keep the following guidelines in mind. 1. Prepare in advance if possible. 1. What expenses would you cut if you lost your job? 2. Move to trim your spending sooner rather than later. 3. Call your creditors and warn them in advance if you're going to pay late. 4. Pay your most important bills first. 5. Only borrow as a last option and use the utmost care in doing so. 6. Negotiate hard with everyone you do business with. Seek favorable prices and terms. 7. Stay away from debt consolidators. 8. If you must, hire a bankruptcy attorney to protect your rights. In this world where nothing is certain, there is one thing we can absolutely promise you. Tomorrow will come. We want you to get ready for it. We want you to have the best possible chance for a good tomorrow. Make the commitment for yourself and for your future. Then when you're ready to get back on your feet, the balanced approach will work best. Don't forget your ultimate goal, to focus on more important things than money, like enjoying your life again. Takeaways. 1. The economic rules of the game have changed. 1. Hard work and a good education no longer assure financial success. 2. The secret to better finances is balance. 2. Don't just focus on pinching pennies. 3. Transform your finances by following the 6 steps to future prosperity. 4. The 6 steps are: count your money, avoid negative thinking traps, save dollars not cents, get debt-free, pay cash for fun items, and save for your dreams. 5. Divide all expense items into 3 categories: must-haves, your savings, and your wants. 6. For balanced finances, spend 30% of your take-home pay on things you want, 20% on savings, and 50% on must-have necessities like a car and a home. 7. To reduce your must-haves, review all of your insurance expenditures. 8. Consider what you'd cut from your budget if you became ill or lost your job. Try to be prepared. 9. Deregulation has led banks to encourage consumer overspending. 9. Beware. 10. If you're going to be late with a payment, call your creditors and warn them. 11. Did you know that around 70% of our viewers haven't subscribed to our channel yet? If you're one of them, why not consider hitting that subscribe button? It's a great way to stay up to date with our latest videos and support our channel at the same time. 11. Join the majority of our community and subscribe today. Thanks for watching.